Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. My name is Steve Akeley. I'm here with Jim Fosnot. We're here at the ABV Barrel Shop Tasting Bar, and we're going to be telling the tales of the ABV Barrel Shop Tasting Bar because we had a fun day yesterday, didn't we, Jim?
We sure did. Fantastic day. That's what we envisioned here.
Yes, the dream happened yesterday, and hopefully that's just the first of many to come. We'll talk about that after the break. For right now, what do we want to talk about, Jim? What's small talk? We should have talked about this beforehand, probably.
No, right? I kind of brought it to you earlier, but I was reading the article earlier about one of the guys from Moonshiner who finally got busted and got arrested for making moonshine. And it just seems to me like that should happen all the time. Those guys are on there. You think they'd be pretty easy to find? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It does make you wonder, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand. They go on all these shows. They talk about the stuff. They tell their game plan, and I don't get it.
Well, on the show, they're not actually making moonshine. Spoiler alert, but they're actual moonshiners. So when they're not on the show, they're actually moonshiners. So
right.
You'd think they'd be pretty easy to follow. Hey, let's just follow this guy here around, and eventually we're going to find his stuff. So I'm surprised it doesn't. I'm surprised it hasn't happened more often. That's the only one I know of to be arrested off there. Apparently, he's on a 2020 season. I can't remember what his name is, but that seems like it would happen all the time.
Yeah. I'm glad it doesn't because we got a lot of friends that are involved in that stuff. So hopefully, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where you fall on this, but I find it's against the law. Crack down on that, but there's a lot of other things I want you to crack down on first. So let's leave the moonshiners alone, and let's correct a lot of other things before we start worried about the moonshiners.
I'm 100% with you. Like, unless they're making stuff that's dangerous, or people dying from their product, or getting injured because they're not making it right or whatever. Okay, that I understand. But if they're just out there, listen, they're not major capacity. There's not a ton of stuff going out there. So there's plenty of other things I'd rather see them spend their time on.
Yeah, me too. So, maybe that's the good news, why they don't do a whole lot. I guess when they get somebody like that, they make a big splash out of it. That's why it's all over the news. So you can check it out online. And, I guess, and hopefully they just leave it alone. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And, by the way, let's make it legal where you can make some. I mean, you can make wine, you can make beer. Why can't you make some distilled spirits? I don't get that.
It's all about tax dollars, Steve. That's what I believe.
Does the beer industry not pay tax dollars? Does the wine industry not pay tax dollars?
But it is based on proof. So,
not what you can make though as a home winemaker. I don't think they're not. You don't have to log proof gallons or anything.
No.
It's just,
but I'm saying the tax is on proof, which is why spirits are probably more controlled.
I guess I don't know. It just seems dumb to me. I don't know if you again. The state of Missouri allows you to make a certain amount a year, but again, it's not legal. You can't sit there and say it's legal because it's against the federal law. Right. So anybody who says, well, it's legal in Missouri to distill, it's not actually true. It's as legal as it always has been. But I would like to see where you could make a certain amount. And that would be fine, I think.
Well, it's an American tradition. That's what farmers did, throughout history in America to preserve their grains and everything else. And we should be able to continue that tradition today. It's just every family should be able to have a little still if they want it and make enough for home use.
Right. And, people should be allowed to experiment and do something. I don't know. I'm at a loss for on that stuff. So
Your old man anger coming through.
it is. It does. It makes me angry, and I have no vested interest. I don't distill myself. I never want to distill myself. I really don't. I'm not that good at using equipment. I feel like I'd blow something up. So it's not anything I'm fighting for myself to be able to do.
I'm with you. You know, I like building stuff and I like working on stuff, but we got too many friends who make great whiskey that I want to go out and try and,
Right.
I would compare mine to everything else I taste, and I'd just be angry all the time that I can't do what, Royce is doing or Adam's doing.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, yeah, I'll stick on the other side of the bar, if you will, so just as customer for that stuff. So, what we've got today, we're going to do a special toast here, and this is going to be a product. And I ran into my buddy Brandon, who owns Naked Spirits, at ADI conference, and he said he's got a new premium product out. So, and he showed me what the bottle looks like. The bottle's cool. I mean, it's definitely a premium bottle. It even has this copper, almost looks like a bracelet around it, around the bottle, which is really a neat thing. And I assume you can probably take that off and actually wear it as a bracelet. So it's definitely a neat product for sure. So got a sample of it. He didn't have it there because he didn't want to pour it at that particular event because it's the first barrel-aged rum that he's done. So he's got, he claims St. Louis's only rum distillery, which I assume is true. I don't know of anybody else that's only doing rum. There are other distilleries that make rum, but again, they do other things as well. He only does rum. But this is his first barrel-aged one. He's got some cool stuff going there, by the way. So, and they're right by Total Wine. So I don't know if you ever wandered over there.
They came over. Yeah. We talked about doing this right before COVID, and it got shut down because of COVID, but we had talked about doing something together at that point. So I'm really curious to taste this.
Yeah, you go into his place and he's curated a bunch of cool barrels like Stag barrels, like Blanton's, and all these. So he has a rack with these bourbon. You're like, oh man, this is it. But I don't know where he got the barrels from, but that's he's aging. So this is the first one he's released from there. So Jim, here's a glass for you. Here's a glass for me. Let's see what we got here.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. I mean, that's pretty damn good, man. It's sweet. Kind of juice-like. I mean, maybe like an apple juice. It's got a little bit of warmth to it. It's 86 proof.
It drinks a little hotter than 86 proof, I think.
It does.
A little spicy. Maybe the spice, what it's finished in. What kind of barrel is this finished in? Do you know?
It's in a bourbon barrel, but I don't know which bourbon. I don't know which bourbon.
So it might be getting pulled from that.
It could be getting pulled some from that. So,
but man, it's got a nice lingering finish there.
Yeah,
this is a whiskey drinker's.
Yes.
Rum, for sure.
Yeah. So what I think I'm going to do with Brandon, and again, I like the guy. I've known him for a while. I like what he does. He makes good rum. He gets creative with some stuff, too. I'm going to talk to him about nothing we can do here. He's proofed it down to 86 proof. And we'll see if we can sell a couple cases for him because it's a delicious product. I can talk about this. I can talk. He's a local guy. I like that. But what I want to talk to him in the future about, when these barrels start coming to fruition again, hey, save some for the barrel shop. That's what'll be special. We'll sell it. It'll be like, well, that costs more money. Fine, we'll pay a premium price for those. Whatever cases we buy, we'll pay a premium price for it. But we'll present it at cask strength, and then take the rest of it. The 90% or whatever's left, 95%, however this allocates out, and then do that to your whatever proof you want. I think that would be a great way to partner with him moving forward.
100%. I agree.
Yeah. So. It's cool. This is just the first one that he's got, and now they'll start rolling. So now, once he's got this first barrel, I'm sure he'll do more. And like I said, it's a cool looking product. It's really is good. So, yeah, I like it. I actually like this quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
it's listen, I like aged rums anyway, but this is a surprisingly more complex than I thought it was going to be, and I would definitely say this is a bourbon drinker's rum.
Yeah. Definitely.
Happy to sip on this and smoke a cigar any night.
Yeah. Good stuff. So I'll be giving Brandon a call and tell him we want to talk about some of this, and we'll get a couple cases of this in, and then set the stage for the future, because I think this at cask strength again would be just killer. Really, as good as some of the bourbons that we get to taste from time, and we taste a lot of whiskey. So, yeah, good stuff.
Agree.
All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we want to tell you about our day that we had yesterday and how hopefully that was just a preview of the future. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is BR 549, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
All right, welcome back. This is Steve and Jim. We are here at the ABV Barrel Shop, sitting at the tasting bar. And yesterday we were sitting at the tasting bar as well, weren't we?
All day long, buddy.
Exactly.
It was a great day.
Yes,
we
it was.
We were busy all day long.
Yes, we were. So, and it's the day that we love. It's the day that we talked about. It's the day that we envisioned when we came up with this place. And, you know, we've had cool days like that before, but you're talking about, you know, the grand opening, and, we're inviting people in. We know that they're going to be there for that. When we have our distillery friends in their schedule to come in. Yeah, Adam Stumpf came in for a class. Yeah, it's cool having him sitting there. This was just more of a random occurrence. We have the ADI conference, so the American Distilling Institute conference, is here in St. Louis. And Robert Licorice popped in. So he decided to come visit us and sat at the corner of the bar and tasted all the stuff that we got. He said, I want to taste all of it. And man, he does a great job breaking down profiles and all. I mean, he's got like a super palate, I believe. So yeah, he's really good at that stuff.
He is, but you also know you're in for a good time when a master distiller walks in with a backpack.
Yeah, he had the backpack.
That's a telltale sign that good things are to come.
So we got to taste a lot of his cool stuff, and initially it was just Jim and I. We got to talk about, partnerships and how we can work together, how we can pull in some of his items, things that are going to be available at the ABV Barrel Shop and at his gift shop. That's it. So that's the kind of cool things that we've got. He's been a good friend for a while. I guess it's because we got the St. Louis connection. He lived in St. Louis for a number of years, and this made a great impact on him. And we talked about this yesterday. He even looked at, because when he came up with the idea for what would become Iron Root Republic, he was living in St. Louis, and so I asked him, was there ever a potential for your distillery to be in St. Louis? And he said yes. I mean, that was in the mix, and it might have happened, but ultimately he had spent the most time in Texas, and he decided to move to Texas to start the distillery. So it's kind of sad, because I'd love for him to be doing what he's doing, but here in St. Louis.
Yes,
that would be way cool. But just a great day, though, wasn't it, Jim? Just hanging out with him.
It was, and I just love when you can get those one-on-one conversations at length and just find out. There's not many distilleries that are using wine barrels because of the heat in Texas. They're using 63-gallon barrels, which I guess can take the heat better. and produce a better whiskey.
Allows you to lose some for angel share, but it's not a big of impact.
And so you don't get over oaked, and you don't build pressure up and have a lot of leaks and dried out barrels and things of that nature there. His love of pot still and showing us a difference. Like he was blending some of his pot still with a sample we had of a column still from another distributor, and just showing what just adding a little bit of that pot still to the column still, the complexity that added, the viscosity, there's the mouthfeel of that whiskey instantly changed from about a 5% blend.
Yeah, that was eye-opening. A guy who knows that kind of stuff, he's like, and he made us taste it blind, so we don't know. So he gives us, just the regular product, and then the sample, the other sample was the product with the pot still whiskey that he had made mixed in there. And man, what a difference it made.
Yes.
Yeah, just totally different complexity to it, and the way it finishes and everything. Just cool stuff.
Well, kind of full disclosure, I'm not going to say who the other distiller was, but we had tasted this barrel and we decided not to buy it because we didn't like the taste of it. And so when he blended it, I'd have bought that one.
Right,
100%. I'd have bought that with that.
So if we buy that barrel, then we got to go. Then we got to go back. We got to buy 5% of what Robert threw in there, and then we have to home blend it ourselves. So I don't know that the TTB would like that, but that's how we'd have to do it. But so
it's just an interesting part of that.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. So. And then the neat thing too was, of course, then we have customers start coming in, and then I even did a social media post. Robert's sitting here at the bar, and then a lot of people start showing up, and then next thing you know, we got a full store. Yeah.
Well, it was awesome because Robert, we didn't have any of his product to sell. We had no kind of skin in the game, but it's cool for people to come in and talk to a master distiller and taste out his product. And he sat here for hours with different customers. We just go through the line, let them taste it. And just that doesn't happen in many liquor stores,
right?
Not randomly. Like they'll pull somebody in that that they've advertised that they've paid for this person to come in or some tasting for a release, but they don't just randomly show up at your store on a Saturday and hang out for 4 or 5 hours.
And that's what we were doing, Jim. That's the difference too. This wasn't a formal presentation. This was people hanging out, talking.
Yeah, just sitting there at the bar and tasting stuff. Yeah, they taste our stuff. They taste his stuff. He'd take them through it. He's excited. We're going to go down there in January, February and pick some barrels. So he's excited to have us come down there, and our customers are excited for us to do it after tasting it here.
Yeah, he's getting all geared up about stuff. He's inviting us over to Cognac, France with them and stuff.
Yeah. And, He's like, I'll take care of the housing once we're over there. If you guys get your flights, I got everything else covered. And he's like, the Cognac places will pay for us all. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe. I can't get Steve to go out of the country, so maybe I have to do that one.
This is true.
Maybe I do that one as a syndicate pick. Someone comes with me.
There you go. That would sound better to me. Yeah, I'm not really into flying. And like France, I really have no interest in that. I mean, that probably sounds, I don't know. There's people like me that are like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Most people are like, yeah, I'd love a chance to go over there. So now the draw there for those Robert, though, because I do like Robert. I do like people from the bourbon industry, and the licorice family is one of the best families in the business. They're great people.
Yes,
they're all like that. So you got the mom and dad, and then the two brothers, and just really great people. I mean, yeah.
I met Mom before when my past life, where she came in through my store. So I spent a couple hours with her. So a great person there as well.
Yeah, and Dad, he's known as the family. He's the intern because he was the last one to come into the distillery. So he had to stay here in St. Louis and finish out his career. So he wasn't able to get down there the time they were starting the distillery. So he had to wait behind and get whatever number of years of service he needed in. So he ended up being several years behind them. And so then they treat him like an intern. But I understand because enough people have heard about that. They do podcasts and they make fun of their intern and all this. And he started getting some gifts and things like that just sent to the intern at and he loves that apparently.
Yeah.
So yes. And he, of course, this is bound to happen. He was forklifting something within the first couple of weeks he was there, and he dropped a pallet of stuff, of glass, broke it all. And you think most of the times you'd be angry? No, because that just allowed them to push him down. You're
still an intern. You got to earn your keep still. I mean, at least he didn't drop a barrel of whiskey or nothing.
No, nothing like that. It's just glass, but yeah. Yeah, so
Have they released the intern barrel yet? Have they named anything after?
no, but they do need to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right.
It'd be pretty fun. So.
Yeah, and they got some hazmat coming out too, and we're going to get in on that game. So we get to get some hazmat from them. We are the home of hazmat, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know if we've ever mentioned that.
No, we're trying to procure all the hazmat we can from across the country. So we're going to keep working hard for that. We love high proof stuff, and hazmat is the pinnacle.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm at that stage now where I'm starting to get angry when I hear someone else has hazmat. I'm like, why, they need to be here. Why does anybody else have hazmat? It should all be through us.
100%.
Yeah. There's no need. If you're a distillery and you've got some hazmat, don't consider any place other than us. Come to us. We'll take care of it. I know a liquor store here had a hazmat pick. They didn't even know what they had. So I sent my wife in to get it. She asked for the hazmat pick, and the guy says, "What does that mean?" I was like, so she texted me. She's like, "He doesn't know what that means." I'm like, "Well, say the name of the product." And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we got that. Yeah, we do have that."
Yeah. So I guess for anybody listening to this doesn't know, hazmat is any bourbon that is over 140. Well, any whiskey over 140 proof. It is by law hazardous material. Once you hit 140 proof, you cannot take it on an airplane legally.
Yeah, it's not only, at that point it goes beyond just being flammable, it's combustible. So yeah, I can't take it onto a plane. Can't check that in, can't be like, I'll sneak it in my suitcase. You can't do that. It's not allowed.
We were talking to someone last night who said they had to peel their label off when they got it.
We don't condone that, by the way,
No,
but I guess it happens.
And I won't mention their name.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so, but it was cool. And then later in the day, we had another guest come in. This was a scheduled one. We had a bottle signing set up with, go ahead and tell them what, Jim.
So we had Ryan Thompson from 10th Mountain come in here, so he was in here for the ADI conference as well. So he spent some time with us and shared his story with our customers as well, and signed a bunch of bottles. And then he tasted out everything we had here and tasted out Iron Root. I always love to get two industry people and talking. So when you got Ryan talking there with him, it was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, and then Robert, I set him up to, he wanted to go see Stump's place,
Right.
but he was going to go in the afternoon, and I knew Adam was going to be out of town, so I texted Adam and said, hey, Robert's going to be here, and I knew Adam was going to be, I had to get him some samples that I needed to get proof for an event we're doing, and so the warden was doing that for me, and I knew she was going to be visiting at 9. I was like, can Robert come over there too, meet you at 9, and then he wants a quick tour, and he said yes, so yeah, Robert got to go see Stumpy's on a tour led by Adam Stumpf, which is not a bad gig.
Yeah, not a bad gig at all. And then we also had another 4 people come rolling here that were here for the ADI conference they're in the process of opening a distillery in Rhode Island, correct?
Correct.
And,
yes.
And just, the irony is that 3 of them were 10th Mountain soldiers.
Yes.
So we've got 10th Mountain here signing bottles, and we had 3 10th Mountain soldiers, and the other, I don't know what the other soldier, but there's 4 Army soldiers.
All Army, but yeah.
That are going to be opening a distillery. It's going to be a couple-year process to get it open, but opening in Rhode Island. So that was pretty interesting to have them come through here as well.
Yeah, they were talking about the challenges of opening a distillery. It's they've got the equipment. They got the still, all that kind of stuff. They're trying to find a home for it, and it's like they keep getting setbacks. They find a place that they really like, and then it's like, well, it's not zoned for a distillery. So they've run into that 2 times already, and then just trouble finding a place in Rhode Island. So Rhode Island's not huge, so there's not a lot
of places,
right?
And there's just so many laws that people don't realize with a distillery that it's just so many hoops you got to jump through. So it's a couple-year process to get that up and running, but it's kind of interesting to have that conversation with them and hear them talking with the different distillers here about what what to expect in the future. Yeah, it was cool. American heroes for sure, all 4 of them. Like I said, the 3 of them active duty. 1 had just got out, and they're all 4 planning on getting out within the next couple of years, where they will all be working at the distillery once they get that going. And 1 spent several years at the Pentagon. Yeah. So talk about a clearance there. Yeah, that's high level stuff there. So some top secret whiskey coming up. Yeah. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you? You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot, on Instagram at FozJim, or almost every day hanging out here in Arnold, Missouri at the ABV Barrel Shop.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Also, if you like what we're doing, please give us a 5-star review. It helps new people find the show. If you leave the comments, it helps even more. So wherever you're listening to your podcast, please do that. And if you like what we're doing, you want to get involved, head over to patreon.com/the Great job today, Jim. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Cheers.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.